On the first date, my boyfriend almost lost an eye. So I had met this guy and we had been talking and hanging out, and he set up a date for us. It was to be after he got off work that day. The night of the date he called me, and all I could understand was I hurt myself. Like he was barely making sense. When I heard I hurt myself, I didn't understand what that meant, like intentionally. I asked if I could come over and he said yes, I still want you to come over. So I went over. So when I go over, he's outside in his car holding a wet rag to his eye. It is immediately clear that he's in pain. He works construction, and made the mistake of not wearing safety goggles. He was beating a pipe into the ground and a piece broke off and hit in him the eye. I'm thinking black eye, he has a sore black eye. He had some people help him get home to his house with his car, but just sat there because the light hurts. We sit there forever, it felt like, until the pain intensified, and I said, please let me look, just let me look. No, it will freak you out. I said, dude, I grew up with 7 little brothers, absolutely nothing freaks me out. He took the rag off and I leaned in, because I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. His pupil had ruptured into a diamond shape like a snake, and his cornea had been sliced to the point a legitimate piece of cornea was hanging down. There was also a lot of blood. As dumb as this sounds, I had rescued a kitten that had been hit by a car a while back and I had to take her to the vet to have the eye removed. The type of eye injury had reminded me of that kitten. I was like, I know you do not know me very well, but I need you to let me take you to the ER because you need surgery, immediately, now. Your eye is wide open for infection and if you don't go, you're going to lose this eye. And he argued about not having ends, and I was like, you're going to lose an eye. An entire eye. This is not something to slow play about. That eye is directly open to bacteria. We need to go now. We can take care of ends later. Your eye can't wait. So he lets me drive him there, and the hospital we went to transported him via ambulance with a makeshift eye patch to a surgeon, and I followed him to the other hospital in his car. They sewed his pupil and cornea back together, and in the process scratched off the outer layer of the eye. The doctor thought I was his wife, so she was explaining to me what meds he needed and the schedule he needed to take them, which were a lot: a steroid eye drop, multiple antibiotics eye drops, a drop to make his pupil learn to dilate so it can heal better, and then this cream you had to drop into his eye and let his eyelids rub it around. It was a serious thing, so his eye couldn't get infection. All of it was incredibly painful for him. He did not move for 2 weeks, and neither did I. I was checking his temp for signs of infection, trying to get him to eat and drink. His body was traumatized and trying to heal. LOL, y'all. He said that's why he fell in love with me, because he couldn't put the drops and creams in himself, so he would just say, hold me down and do it. I don't want to be blind or lose my eye. So I would straddle him and hold him down. He said, might have been half blind, but I still had one eye, and you were the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Whilst holding him down and putting painful medicine in his eye, LOL. He almost needed a cornea transplant because of the scarring in the cornea, and that was a very long discussion for months, because they did not expect his eye to heal so well. He still has stitches in his eye that you wouldn't know was there. But his eyesight is pretty good, for the doctor telling me my main goal is not his eyesight, my main goal is saving the eye. I will do my best, but I cannot make a promise he will be able to see again. The only thing he may need as healing continues is glass or contacts for one eye. That surgeon did him well. The moment I saw his eye, I literally couldn't believe that he was just sitting there like that with that amount of damage, and he wasn't kicking and screaming. Even his doctors said he had an extremely high pain tolerance. There are pictures of it to prove all of it. Craziest first date story to this date, and we have been together for a year now. Also weird, because if had I never found a kitten on the side of the road with an injured eye like that, I would have had no idea how serious the injury was. I wouldn't have thought, but maybe I wouldn't have realized how urgent it was. That vet took that cat in and immediately took her eye because of the risk of infection and death.